Hi, everybody. So great to see everybody on YouTube and Facebook. And thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I am so excited today. Oh, I have my brilliant and she's just amazing pal, solo artist and previous Celtic Woman pal as well, AVA McMAHON. I am absolutely thrilled to have her on later, and hope you guys are all doing okay. And I want to tell you about something that's coming up this Thursday. It is a marathon session, amazing marathon, star-studded session that's happening on YouTube and Facebook. And this is incredible. It is being hosted by Sully Erna. And of course, Sully is a very famous rock star from Godsmack and solo artist. And it's a marathon fundraiser to benefit the Scars Foundation. And of course, it's on at 8 p.m. EST this Thursday, August the 6th. And it's streaming on youtube.com/Sully Erna, on facebook.com, The Scars Foundation. The Scars Foundation gives people the resources and tools to combat mental awareness and so much more. And so I am playing as well. So why not hop on over there this Thursday? And it was just such an honor to be asked, and it's for such a fantastic cause as well. And so normally at this stage of the show, I always play a collaboration that I've done with an artist, and this collaboration is not up yet on YouTube. And I think with the fantastic guest that I have today, she is such apart from being an incredible artist, Ava is a Gaeilgeoir, and she speaks beautiful Irish. And this tune is Oro She the Vahawalia, and I did this with Tim Janis for Celtic Heart, and I hope you like it. It's not up on YouTube yet, so I hope you like it, guys. Hope you liked that, everyone. That's a few tunes, starting off with the lovely song "O Roshi the Vahawalia," and I had great time, with the fantastic artist, award-winning artist Tim Janis doing that. So hope you liked it, and I just want to see what Carl Nesbitt is up to now this week on his YouTube channel. Carl is a multi-instrumentalist, composer, and producer. A prodigious talent, say Irish Music Magazine. A multi-instrumentalist, Carl is also an album producer, soundtrack composer, traditional music tutor. His accolades are one of distinction from the College of Music in Cork, Ireland, and Cultus Kiltory, Éireann, Dublin, Ireland. He has 14 albums to his credit, 6 of which he has produced, that gently cross genre from Irish traditional, folk, indie film, and electronic. His solo album, Vista Point, is available on all platforms and MÁIREADNesbittViolin.com. And Carl is working on his upcoming album entitled Paradigm. And let's see what he is doing this week. This is back by popular demand, everybody. The classical percussionists loved this one. This is Timelines from Carl's YouTube channel. And I do have a treat for you all, guys. A band that Carl used to play with a brilliant Donal Donnelly fiddle player, Stijn van Beek on uilleann pipes and low whistles, and Donncha Moynihan on guitar. This is a band called Tremolo, and I had the absolute pleasure of going to one of their gigs in the Cobblestones in Dublin. And I love this clip because it has them doing an interview up in the north of Ireland, and the fantastic Lynette Fay on BBC Radio Ulla, Radio Ulster, has beautiful Irish, again in homage to my special guest coming up later. And have a look at this. This is Tremolo.
Tá sé inis opmomate is féidir na Hochtaclog agus tá bhgéisteach le hagran na Hinne de Blas and show BBC Radio Ulla. I'm joined by a brand new band in the studio who have done a bit of travelling to get here today. They're playing a few gigs up in the north tonight and tomorrow. You'll hear all about that after we hear what kind of sound they create. This is Tremolo. Fadfum ar an orthalachas ar na hairtanta ar an tú shot here a gdí seo cibé Tremolo among ceol beo in some studio. You're very welcome to Blast, lads. My old school friend and neighbour, I could say, Donal Donnelly, sitting in front of me in the studio. Hello, Donal.
How are you doing, Annette?
And now, introduce me to the band, Donal.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Carl Nesbitt is a multi-instrumentalist extraordinaire.
I can say that there's a plethora of
He's got literally, he's bathed in instruments. And we've got a mad pipe here from Holland, also on the low whistle. And all the way from Cork is Donncha Moynihan. On the guitar needs no introduction.
Absolutely, absolutely. did you all come together? I suppose it's the obvious question.
I just kind of moved to Cork, and I've known these guys for years. I've always very much respected their music, and then the Dutch basically going over to Holland, playing over there. I teamed up with this guy, and we've actually played a showcase gig in the National Concert Hall over there, with the very famous bandoneon player Karl Kreinhoff. So from there on, I just really had an idea of forming the group, and I really wanted these guys to be a part of it.
Well, it's a great combination of instruments as well, and I suppose lots of variation and lots of layering as well in what you do. You can see Carol changing from instrument to instrument there as the set went on. So that's what you do then, don't
Absolutely.
you?
We try to sort of, I suppose, incorporate like some of the old sets and also give them a new flavour, and sort of make every set a little bit more different.
What are the plans now for the band? This is you're gigging away, building up their profile. What's next?
Well, at the moment we're actually in the studio recording. We're really hard at that. The last couple of weeks. When the sun's been shining outside, we've been toiling away, and hopefully, hope to get that finished by the end of the summer. And from there on, just world domination. Something meager. No, but do a few tours over in Holland, Belgium.
Brilliant.
Thanks everyone for ordering from MÁIREAD for all things music, and from Solstice.shop for my Celtic inspired jewellery. Thank you so very much for all your orders. And the star orders this week goes to Stephanie Cope of Michigan, USA. You ordered my custom bow, and this bow has a clear metallic stick with black hair. Ultra cool. I hope you enjoyed that, Stephanie. And also to Tiffany Moore of Chicago, USA. Thanks, Tiffany, for buying 2 of my custom MÁIREAD magic rosins, and also a Baroque Bling Mute ruby colour. So I know you're going to enjoy all those things. And thank you so much, everyone, for being a supporter on Facebook. You see your different tags in your comments, and I just really appreciate that. And to everyone who has ordered from my Cameo, personalised messages too. And basically to everybody who supports me. It's so important at this time to support your musicians on their platforms, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thanks everyone for coming back for your lessons this week. I want to thank Lisa Bybee, New Hampshire, USA, Brianna L'Oliver in Canada, Elizabeth Callahan, California, USA, Tiffany Moore, Chicago, USA, Catherine Richter, South Carolina, USA, Christopher Baker, Tennessee, USA, and Kathy Thiberville, Texas, USA. Thank you so much for booking on MÁIREAD.com. It's so easy to book your lessons in there on the calendar, and I'll see you next week for your lessons. As always, I do love doing a tune from my mother, Kathleen Nesbitt's fiddle, tutorial and CD. And this week I've picked a slide. A slide is very lively, as I've said before, and the dancers, especially the set dancers in Ireland, love dancing to them. And this tune is called the Brosna Slide, and it's on page 21 of the book. Woo! There's a tune for you. That's from my mother, Kathleen Nesbitt's fiddle tutorial. And guys, I do have a Celtic spell for this week. Yes, I do. And it's based on this beautiful little piece here, Whimsical Branches. You know, when I did this piece, it was inspired by the branches and vines in Ireland, and it represents fairy magic, renewal of joy, and choosing of personal destinies. And I want to link that up with, of course, the inspiration that trees have in Irish folklore. It's, you know, very, very important to us. And we have lots of sacred woodlands and the sacred magical trees, the oak, ash, birch, hazel, and the yew. The oak is discovered at numerous Irish prehistoric sites, and it's one of the 5 legendary trees of Ireland. It, of course, bears apples, acorns, and hazelnuts. The hazel tree is the tree of knowledge, the noble of the woodlands. The rowan tree, the druid's tree, a protector against evil with its sweet, feasting red berries. In Sligo, Ireland, legend tells of the forest of Doros. The Didanan and fairy host dwelt there. The tree's fruit gave everlasting youth. The ash tree has a special place in Irish folklore. It's marked sites of special sacred significance. The hawthorn tree is the meeting place of the fairies. It brings good prosperity to the land where it stands. The leaves, seeds, and flowers were highly prized at the time. And the flowering of the hawthorn is a sign that winter is over and spring is on its way. Hope you liked that. And I'm, you know, love trees and nature myself. So I really hope you liked that. And I am so very excited with my special guest, AVA McMAHON. AVA, I can't say enough good things about this this young woman. She's been so busy with her amazing album. And I just want to tell you a bit about AVA first. And AVA is the Irish singer-songwriter currently writing and recording her long-awaited debut solo album, which she will release under the name AVA, which is spelled AVA. AVA has garnered world attention as principal vocalist with the supergroup Celtic Woman, gaining the group their first ever Grammy nomination on her debut recording. Even with the wealth of talent that has passed through Celtic Woman over its 15-year lifetime, AVA has emerged as one of its most unique and outstanding talents. She has brought an authenticity to the group, which is no surprise concerning her upbringing is steeped in the Irish language from an early age, trained in the Irish traditional style of singing known as sean-nós. At the age of 16, she was invited to join Anúna, the acclaimed Irish choral group, who first came to the world's attention, of course, as part of the original Riverdance group. And AVA became a prominent soloist during her time with Anúna. Following a year or two traveling so far-flung corners of the world, undertaking humanitarian work, she has just begun working on her solo album. And you know, she did get also the call from Celtic Woman, which she recorded 5 albums, filmed 3 television specials, and performed concerts with them in over 20 countries across 6 continents. 2020 sees the release of her solo material featuring self-penned original compositions that she cannot wait to share with the world. For someone with such a unique talent, the upcoming album will sure to stand out there on its own. It's contemporary with strong traditional influences, haunting at times, lavish at others, pop sensibilities with its roots firmly in world music. And for more information on AVA, go to avasinger.com. But I just want to play you the most amazing song by AVA, and it's called Loud, and it's out now, guys, and I absolutely love this. This is so epic, and it has, you know, it just has so much, and AVA has done so much. So here's Loud.
Watching your embers come crashing down, feeling your heat, are we burning? All of your land, it is drying out. Running away, why are we running away? Whispering winds say you cry at night. Fire and floods, they are coming, begging for change, so you light the sky.
What an amazing song, everyone. Isn't it amazing? And I can't wait to introduce Ava. She's here. Hi, Ava.
Hello.
So great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I am very excited to be on your podcast. I watched all of the other ones and love them. So I'm just delighted to be a guest now. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Ava. And oh my goodness, congratulations on Loud. What an amazing song.
Thanks so much. I was just watching it there and it's crazy. I know we're all going through a bit of a mad time at the moment. And when it all began, just before lockdown, I had spent Christmas with my family in Australia. It was kind of the trip of a lifetime. We'd planned it for years and we finally got to go together. And when we went over there were all the crazy fires all over the place, and the sky was completely, yellow, and there was fires everywhere. You could smell them everywhere. And it just sparked this really deep feeling in me while I was over there. And I was looking at all this imagery around me, knowing that it probably wasn't reaching the rest of the world, it was on some mainstream news, but it was really shocking to see. So that was the inspiration behind the song, and it kind of started then, but actually it only came to light then in lockdown. It was one of the ones I kind of penned, the lyrics. And then during the lockdown then I kind of just said, look, we're going to get the head down here and just put these songs in place. So everything we did was done remotely. Even the video, that video is, in my kitchen, which I love, because it just shows you how creative as artists we have to be at the moment. We have to think outside the box. That song just epitomizes that for me.
Oh my gosh, Ava, I can't wait to hear the whole album, because you're so right in what you're saying. And I remember that tragic Earth tragedy, really, that over in Australia, of course, as we all do. And your song is so very moving. It's such a moving message. And it's such a powerful message to everybody. We have to, especially in this lockdown, I think, musicians have been very creative, but also I think us as a human race, we're beginning to realize the amount of damage that we have done and that we are doing. And we have to have more respect for the earth. And that's a powerful, powerful message in that song. And it's so amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. So that is something I always, in all of my songs, I have to mean it. Every word has to come from somewhere, and every song has a story, which, Mairead, we were on tour together and we spoke about this all the time, but how important the story is. And traditional music is obviously based all around that. And I think if the song has a strong story, it will tell itself. So it's something I'm so passionate about, but it definitely came from traditional music, which we have in common. And whenever I was on tour, I remember just always feeling so at home talking to you, because I was when we first went on tour, I remember just being so out of my comfort zone. And it was the traditional side of you. You were like, you're going to be okay. This is what you do. And we would talk about different tunes. And you were always so amazing to me, Mairead. So thank you so much.
Oh, Ava, look, it was such an honor, when you came in, it really ignited the traditional, the indigenous music side of me, the traditional music. Of course, you're a Gaeilgeoir, and what that means, everybody, is, Ava speaks beautiful Irish, as does her mother, as well. And hiya. And so it's so important, and we are very deeply rooted to nature and to earth, and even the Celtic, Irish little tales that I tell every week here are very much rooted to nature, to the trees, to the everything. And it has always been so important to us, Ava. And I remember us kind of doing the talks, changing the world every night on the bus. And
talking about songs and dissecting the lyrics, or even tunes. I remember I would come into the room and I'd hum a tune to you and you'd be like, I know that tune, I'll come back to you with the name of it, or but I do think it's something that's so important in our music, and it's something I definitely want to have lots of on the album, is the imagery that we see around us all the time and how powerful that is. And I really do think that, especially in these times, I know that this is kind of cliche, they say everybody needs music, but I do think it's one of the biggest healers And if we're writing music that is about nature and about feeling and healing, it will put that out into the world, you know? So it's what I'm so passionate about. And I think it is what people need at the moment. You know, I have friends that wouldn't be music lovers necessarily, or it wouldn't be part of their everyday, but it has become part of their everyday because they finally have time to sit and think and relax, and the music is allowing them to do that.
Absolutely, you're so right. And you know, a major big part of your life, Ava, is of course the Irish language, and from growing up, as I said before, and you've done some you've done some amazing songs, and we do have a few here, and I'd love to play this song Chassus for people, because this is such a beautiful song, and you're working with the fabulous Gavin Murphy in this, and maybe you'd like to tell us a little something about this song.
Yeah, so this is a song that I wrote, and I actually wrote it while I was away. So it's another one. I have a lot of lyrics that have been hiding away for years, you know, and this was one that I actually wrote. I remember being in a hotel room, and it was about missing the people that are back in Ireland, which we can all relate to, especially at the moment with people having to not see certain family members maybe, but it's something that as the lockdown happened, I found these lyrics again, and I just knew they were something special, and that I was going to put a melody to it. And yeah, I've been working with Gavin Murphy. Like during the lockdown, I gave him a buzz. I worked with Gavin Murphy when I was probably 21, and on my first song, and I rang him up and I said, "Listen, you don't know me. I'm young. I've sang with Anuna, but I have this song, and I really want you to work with me on it." So I did the same to him during the lockdown. I rang him. I said, "Listen, I have songs here. I know that we work really well together." And so we put a few of the songs actually on, they went live. I put them up as videos throughout the lockdown for people, but Chassus was one of them. And it's basically about missing the ones that you love, and that you know you want to let them know you will come back. And that even if you're not there, your heart is with them always.
Yeah, your heart is with them. And it's just so beautiful, Ava. Let's listen to this.
Thanks.
Lícias storin agus lítoski es manek nar honig tu awalye lícias Chassus stoir mori Tarmadash viere Tegam godan tu deinir Agus vituram Chassus stoir
And that, Ava, I mean, it just brings tears to my eyes, you know, because it's really, you know, so powerful and so beautiful. Your ornamentation and everything in it, it's just full of heart, really is.
Well, I do think as well that's something that came out of this last few months for me anyway, and I have spoken to other people and they seem to feel the same, but as humans have become more grounded, and we become better to each other, and we're feeling more than we've ever felt. And I've noticed kindness, you know, in people that I haven't seen before in years, you know. And yeah, that song, it just, even listening to it there, I haven't listened to it in a while. And I remember the day I sang it, it was in our living room, because we were kind of doing it remotely, a video a week. And that day I'd spoken to my grandmother, who is 86 today. Actually, I saw her today, which was amazing.
Happy birthday!
Yeah. So she'll be watching this as well.
Is it Shani?
Shani.
Happy birthday, Shani. Oh.
And as you know, Mairead, she was my maid of honor. You know, she's one of my best friends in the world. But the lockdown was particularly hard because I couldn't see her. And I remember singing that song that day, and you can nearly see the tears in my eyes. It was because it's not just for my husband, or it's for anybody that I was longing for, and whether that was when I was away on tour or during the lockdown. So, but it's great. Today was a brilliant day, and I got to see her, and we didn't hug or anything. We kept our distance.
Yeah,
but it was
got
brilliant.
To see her on her birthday.
Yeah, and she's just amazing. So that's it. Every song brings me back to a distinct moment, and normally it's like when I wrote the lyrics, I can see and feel exactly where I was. And then when I sang it, I can feel exactly how I felt. Do you have that as well? With music?
I do. And, I have to say, and lovely comment here from Carson as well. Ava, I love to hear you singing in Gaelic. I miss it. It always sounds fantastic. And of course, Carson is a huge support to us all. Yeah. And, it does, and I remember seeing your whole family, Ava, remember when we were over in Germany that time?
Yes.
And I got to see your beautiful Shani and just all of them. And, it's something that really, I do feel it because I'm away a lot myself. And, to try and get home to Ireland, you almost fuel your soul, you center your soul. And it's so important,
I do think it's why people can relate to and have such a deep feeling when they listen to Irish music, because I do think we are so rooted in family, in nature, in the earth, in community. So when people hear Irish music, even if they don't understand the language, and even if they've never heard it before, it does something to them. It's like a primal instinct in them. Yes. And I do think that's the beauty of our music. And it's such an honor to be able to write music in the Irish language and to try and promote its beauty and the importance of its, I suppose, it's keeping it alive, because that's the truth of it. It's if you don't use it, you lose it. And I think it's something that we need every Irish person, we are all proud of it, but I do think it's something we all need to try in any way we can to use it or to spread awareness about its beauty.
Absolutely. And there's loads of comments coming in, and here's Ryan. Do you have any favorite memories from Celtic Woman? Well, we used to have loads of sessions.
We did. Mairead, do you remember the one in that hotel, and we all took out the instruments and we were singing every tune under the sun? That was one of my happiest moments, because it was, the show itself, as I've heard you talk about on previous, it can be hard work, and it's, you're doing it every night, but this was completely off the cuff. Like, we went back after the show all to go to bed, and someone, I think you and Darren Murphy, said, will we take out the instruments? And then one more person sat down, and then another person sat down. And before we knew it, we were all around till all hours just playing music. And it was just it was such a fabulous, that's one of my favorite memories, definitely.
Yeah, mine too. That was Dara. Dara got he came up to me and goes, Mairead, do you think you'll get your fit, get your fit? And
go get it.
And I said, really, Dara? It's like, 1:00 in the morning. Are you sure? So the hotel said, yeah, no problem. So we were playing till about 7, weren't we?
And the hotel loved it. People were opening their doors all around to listen to us. And what's funny as well? I felt like that was one of the first times when I was on the road that I started to feel like myself, that I started to feel comfortable, and that was my comfort zone, was sessions. Like, growing up in Coltis, it wouldn't be so much a show and the format of a show. I didn't have much experience with that, which, Mairead, I have to mention this because we were talking to my mum. When I joined first, I didn't even know what an in-ear monitor was. I'd never seen one, heard of one, anything, but you single-handedly took my hand and you're like, this is what it is. This is how you do it. And you just helped me through that whole time. And actually, I'm so glad that I did grow that side of it, because now I could, I'll always, my most comfortable will always be in a session type environment. But now I'm so glad that I am comfortable with in-ear monitors, and that I am able to open my eyes when I sing, because I used to just sing like this.
But, but you're in the moment, Ava. That's the thing, and that's why that's your whole style, you know.
Yes,
And listen, it was a really easy thing to do, to give you a little bit of a stop. You know, it was just. I you know, enjoyed it so much. And I remember our first ever photo taken together, just ourselves, even a selfie, because we were so busy. We hadn't time to be taking selfies and posting on social media, you know, too much, you know. But I remember it was in front of the Sydney Opera House. And it's just what you know, we have traveled far and wide, that's for sure.
We have, and it's something definitely that no matter what, Mairead, like we could go a year without talking, or 2 years, but there's something when you've lived with someone and you've shared a stage, it's such an intimate thing to do with people. And it's a real honor that I can tell people that I have shared the stage with you. And even back in Ireland, Mairead, everybody you say it to here, they're like, the Nesbitt's, Mairead Nesbitt, you know. So it is a real honor, and you did take me under your wing very much so when I came on tour, and I'll always be so thankful for that.
Well, thank you, Ava. You know, I mean, I'll stop, you know, and it's so funny, you know, when you talk about families, because I know all your family plays, and your brother, and you know, great on the bodhrán and other instruments as well, whistle. And I know that, you know, it's so funny when I go somewhere, somebody might say to somebody, "Are you any relation of Kathleen Nesbitt?" And I said, "Well, yeah, she's my mother." And then someone else would say to me, "Are you any relation of Carl Nesbitt or Michael Nesbitt or Noel Nesbitt?" Or I said, "Yes, they're all my brothers."
That's the thing about Ireland as well. It's like, yeah, no, they're my relative.
But listen, Ava, getting back to your amazing album, have you come up with a name for the whole album? Because I know you've been really working hard. You've something written, like 36 songs or something that you've been writing.
Yeah, and we've just been. It's been an amazing time, because I felt for the last few years, the writing side, I think it was to do with being really busy and just not like feeding that side of my soul probably. And in the last kind of 3 months, I say for the first time, I've actually just slowed down, taken a moment, and I've written more than I've ever written. Every morning I would get up and I would be having these dreams, and I'd wake up and I could just sit down and in 2 hours have everything written out. Then I would send it over to Gavin, and then we'd go from there. And even just that collaboration for me was so it was so exciting, and it is so exciting. I don't have a definite name, so I won't say, but
okay, good. We'll look
when I do, I'll let you all know. Yeah, exactly. But no, it's been a really creative time, and I'm very thankful for it. And it's funny, sometimes out of the darkest and hardest times, because I know this time is very difficult for a lot of people, you know, we can find light and we can find beauty. And like you said earlier on about supporting your, you know, your favorite artist, it's so important right now, because I do think if you love somebody's music, or if you love their voice, or if you love the way they play music or an instrument, you know, do support them, do try, because, you know, we are the ones that we want to create stuff that can help, you know, and that can do something to help people in a dark time, you know. And I think that's what's inspired me so much in this time, is I want to write for my friend. I want to write for my mum. I want to write for my granny. I want to write for the person that I heard on the radio that's having a hard time, you know. That's my goal. So I do think what you said earlier, though, is to support your artists, so that they can keep making the music and keep feeling inspired and not worried and all that kind of thing.
Exactly, because it's so easy to worry, everybody. It's so easy, you know. Musicians, as you all know, are, you know, all their concerts are gone. All their income is gone. But you know what, if, you know, we're all going to step up for all of you out there, and we're writing, we're, you know, doing our bits and pieces, our little bit, and just, you know, inspiring people, because you know what, Ava, they support us so much. I call them my family, because they're so great, you know.
That's a brilliant name. That is, they are. And like, I don't know where I'd be. I mean, when I was releasing the first song I released during the lockdown, was a song called One More Day, and I was so nervous. I've never been so nervous in my life. It was the first thing of myself that I put out into the world, and literally it was like they all came around and just hugged me, all the incredible supporters, and they are like friends, they are like family. You're right. That literally just, it was like they put a shield around me, so if anyone didn't like it, they weren't getting through these people. They were like, no. So I just felt all the love, And that then encouraged me to be like, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to write another song. Got the love again, you know. So we're very lucky to have such an amazing group of fans, but it really is like a family or friends around us.
Absolutely, Ava. And do you know what? We have another beautiful song called Heartbeats that you did with Gavin too, you know, remotely. And this is a live performance, and it's just so beautiful. Do you want to just set it up for us?
Oh yeah, so this is a song that again it was written in the lockdown, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the news at the moment, and especially actually in the States, and we are hearing about it in Ireland, and you know, unrest, and it really was, the message in this song is to just use your voice for what you believe in, stand up for what you believe in, and even if the rest of the crowd isn't really going with, you know, where you want to go, well then don't go, and just be the voice that that really just stands for peace and unity and love, and that everybody is accepted. And that was this was my kind of cry to the world to do that, and it was an amazing one to sing actually, because it was all very raw at the time. So I love this one. This Heartbeats.
I love this Heartbeats.
In a world that only I know, it's a place where only I go. There's a child in me you can't see, a light of hope, she's brave and free. It's your voice, your stage, tell the truth about change and unity too. If we stand for peace, we have won. Sing me songs with freedom's drum. And we are all heartbeats of a time. Sing it out like a child. We are one, no two the same. Living life a precious flame. We are all heartbeats of a time. Sing it out like a child. We are one, no two the same. Free at last, sing it again. If you go within, are you proud? Would you stand for peace in the crowd? With an open heart, do you see equal people, brave and free? There's a place where only you go. In the days where fear takes its toll, there's a child in you I can see, a light of hope so brave and free. And we are all heartbeats of a time. Sing it out like a child. We are one, no two the same. Living life a precious flame. We are all heartbeats of a time. Sing it out like a child. We are one, no two the same. Free at last, sing it again.
Wow, Ava. I mean, I you know, of course, it's a beautiful song that you've written, and you know what really, I mean, I'm impressed by everything you do. Anyway, that's the first thing.
Thank you.
But just the way you you have this, you know, people ask me what is it about Irish music that draws them in, and we've been asked that a million times. But I think it's the artist, how they can bend the phrase, and how your beautiful ornamentation coming in and out of that, and just, it's just so beautiful, and congratulations. I mean,
Thank you. Thanks,
so
Maid.
beautiful.
And you know what? I've been dying to show you these songs, so I'm so glad. Well, it's now like live for everybody to see. But like, you would have always been someone that I would come to on the bus and be like, listen to this song that I'm writing, wouldn't you? And I'd be like, listen, what do you think of this? And you'd be always so honest. So thank you so much. And yeah, I really love that song. And it is that thing of like, if you think about it, we are all just heartbeats. That's all we are, you know, and
Yes.
nothing else. Like, you know, we may be different in certain ways, but at the end of the day, we are all heartbeats, and that's all that matters. That's why we should treat each other equally and love each other equally. And yeah, but I do love that song. So thank you for listening to it.
Oh my gosh, everybody is just the comments. I can't even keep up with the comments, but you know, our friend, a very good friend of mine, Tiffany Moore, fiddle player, she wants to know what she wants to tell everyone about the Grammys. And we had such a great weekend.
Oh my goodness, that was the best week. It was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Oh, it was, I mean, it was just because I hadn't actually seen all of you for such a while.
I know.
It was, what a great time to just, oh my God, to meet up at the Grammys.
It feels like that was a dream or something. Like it was, and sometimes when people say to me now, they're like, oh, you were at the Grammys. I have to be like, was I? Was I? Like, or was that a different thing? Like the Grammys, it was so amazing. And I wish actually I'd kept a diary or something for that whole weekend, because it was just so special. But we did get a lot of special photographs, which is amazing. And they keep the memory alive.
They keep the memory alive, and we have and everybody, we do have our Grammy medallions in the box somewhere. I mean, they're somewhere,
right.
You know.
I know.
And
yeah, we just moved house, and I was like, do not lose that. You know, whatever you do,
don't lose the Grammy medallion by Tiffany's.
Get another one. Yeah, no, that was so special. And even that night, obviously, you know, we were nominated. We didn't win it, but the night before was the nominees party. And we were all brought up to the room to get the medal. Do you remember that? Just so
we went up
amazing.
Together.
We
went
did.
Up together.
And cried in the hallway then afterwards.
We were crying, and it was so fantastic. I mean, we came down, and to just Ava to be in that room with all the amazing artists, you know. I know. Of course, we met Mark O'Connor, and who they won their Grammy.
They won.
You know, from. And it was just amazing. But listen, Yo-Yo Ma won our selection.
I know.
And you know, we'll let him away with that. That's
I know.
You know, we're okay with that. We're all right.
Yeah. No, we were definitely amongst amazing people. So it was just such an honor to be there. I still remember us sitting in the chairs, and we in our heads were going, well, what happens if we do win it? Then we have to make a speech, and we were all freaked. Remember the minute before going, who's going to say what? You say that. You say that. You say that.
Yes, we were.
I remember that.
Actually, I remember, you know, like it kind of a frozen kind of frantic panic came over my face, and I just kind of, we all looked at each other going, we're not going to win, are we? I mean, we don't have a speech or anything. Who's going to go up? Or
and I remember someone saying, "Oh, MÁIREAD, you say the names," and she was trying to say all these names, and it was just like, oh my goodness, what is happening? And then obviously Yo-Yo Ma got it, but it was just such a buzz from the start to the finish. And it's something, again, a memory to have that with you and with the other women. Like it was just such an honor. It's something will always keep us bonded, because who do you ever do that with? Go to the Grammys with, you know?
Exactly. And you know, supporting women on and off stage is what we've always done, Ava.
That's
what we've always done. And you know, we were brought up by strong Irish women, and we'll continue the tradition of being strong, but also nurturing and supporting each other and all of that. And you know, I'm just so honoured that you come on today, Ava, and catch up with us all, because you know, I'm so and congratulations on all the writing as well. And you know, we do have another song from you that's going to be such a treat for people, and it's called One More Day. And you know, maybe you'd like to tell us a little bit about that before you go.
Yeah, so this song was basically, I got off the phone to a friend, and earlier in the week I'd been speaking to a family member, and I just noticed that again, I know I've touched on this before, but we are so vulnerable as people, and kindness is everything, and it takes nothing to be kind. And even if that's just smiling at somebody, or saying hello to somebody, or picking up the phone to someone that you maybe think is a little bit maybe not doing well, or the last time you spoke to them they were feeling a bit off or whatever. So this song is all about that, and it's just basically saying to keep going, and it will get better. Times will get better. Life comes and goes like the tide. We've good times and bad times, but it's the people that we surround ourselves with that will lift us through anything.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, Ava. And will you please give my love to your beautiful family, all of them, your parents, your grandparents, everybody at home. And
of course.
Ava, congratulations on the new album. And everyone can go and, as we said before, guys, support your artists, Ava, on all her platforms and on avasinger.com. And it's just so great to have you on.
Thanks, Mairead.
Thank you so much, Ava.
Thanks a million. Love you, and I'll chat to you again soon. Next time we have our catch-ups. It's amazing that this has all been on live, but we'll have it on the phone the next time. But thank you so much. Love being on.
Thanks, Ava. And you mind yourself, and we're going to play one more day for everybody.
Slán, gur míle maith.
Slán, Ava.
Bye.
Hold on, you're not alone. You may feel lost on this unknown road. You prayed for days just to see the light on your face, to give you strength. Fly one more day. Please try one more day. Did you forget me? It's been a while, but I know those hands and I know that smile. I'll wait right here until darkness clears. No more fear. Please hold on, you've come so far. The darkest night holds the brightest star. Things move on, but I swear I'll stay. Lift you up, give you strength.
I do love finishing up with a tune on the viola, and Thank you so very much, everybody, for tuning in on YouTube and Facebook today and checking out my podcast, MÁIREAD Mondays, Chats, Tunes and Crack. And thank you so much to my special guest this week. And I'll see you next week with a special guest again. And I want to play a song for you that I grew up singing and playing. It's a song called Báidí Nailimi, and it's on page 19 of the book. And I'll see you next Monday.